Hi guys, I know it's been a hot minute since I've actually done a video relating to Dragon Ball, but what's it called motivation and life has really skilled me from wanting to make content for this game. I'm gonna continue to do so. I think I've got like one more year in me for playing this game competitively. I think, or attempt to play this game competitively. But I wanted to just like run through the set real quick since I know it's been a hot minute, but and FBO8 is just around the corner, and like I know everyone's done their videos and stuff already, but I just want to run through the entirety of the list of cards for this set, and then just kind of talk about which ones I think are really good, which ones aren't. Um, so yeah, first things first is Gohan leader. I don't need to explain what the card does. You can see what it does, right? But yeah, this leader, I think for me, is going to be the strongest leader in the set of FBO8. I think this is like probably one of the most future proof leaders I've read in a minute because um, it revolves around the main character, which is, or I say the main character, it has the most future proof conditions in the world, which is switch to battle cards that include Sun in their names, Goku, Gohan. Those two are literally top three main characters in this bloody game and the IP in general. But yeah, the Gohan deck has this leader has so much going for it. Like this probably will be since Cell, the first red leader you genuinely will want to play. Like there's no reason to play Cell anymore. Obviously, post ban list. Also, good job Band on the ban list. Please let's have more regular ban lists, please, please. It's like the biggest problem this game has is just irregular ban lists, bro. They're not consistent enough. Let's just improve the pricing of this game. Like if we could raise the current value of cards, that'd be great. It's not going to happen, but I would love the cards to just be worth a little bit more. Pricing to be improved. Like I think people are sick and tired of seeing serial DA Goku, bro. I think they're actually sick of that card. But yeah. Anywho, Gohan, like bro, rest two idiots. Your leader or battle cards gets 30k for the turn for the attack, bro, and then you burn a life if they're at four. So it's kind of it's ridiculous, bro. Like it's 100% like you're gonna. The thing that's so powerful about this is that when you awaken, you're guaranteed putting them from 4 to 3. It's guaranteed. Like it's a leader effect. That's a basic. It's basically in leader spear of destruction, which is crazy. 30k is an egregiously high number. Like Angry Kamehameha, while it's a meme card, it's like the amount of power it gives a card, 30 is ridiculous. That is a stupidly high number. It's just guaranteed. If you go to 2, you are dead. I don't think there is going to be decks that can survive a Gohan Adolescent all in. I just don't think it's possible. And all the cards for this archetype are amazing. I'm just gonna go over the ones that I think are good. I'm not gonna go over like every card that I think are like kind of garbage. Like, I mean, I'm actually going to talk about Krillin for like a microsecond. This might be good for Gohan mirror matches. That's it because he might be. It's very unlikely because you can just minus 10k this card off the board, but there's a strong chance that there will be a blocker that will be played in Gohan. I think for mirror matches, whether it will be Gohan or whether it will be Krillin or Tamagami or Chi Chi, I don't know, but there might be a universe where you play a blocker because the Gohan all in is crazy, and I don't think either side could defend that. I'm not going to talk about this Krillin. I'm not going to talk about Coco. I will quickly talk about this Goku. There is a universe where this card might be good. I'm not sure yet, but there is a universe where this card might be good because plus 20k on for both players' turn if you have like because you basically just need 4 other idiots on the board, including himself. Right, you just have 4 other cards, and then including himself, you'll have 5. Right, and then he's just a 2-drop 40k. that adds a life. It's interesting. I do think there is a universe where we will look at this card and might want to actually consider it. It's in my maybes of like cards that you might want to play for Gohan. Cards you definitely want to play for Gohan. Oh, these old arts are so lovely, bro. The Goku 2 drop SR, even though he has 5k power, which is completely valid, he can't have lethal stats. I'm just gonna be honest. If he had lethal stats, that just wouldn't be okay. Um, Being able to add basically the entire archetype of Sun cards that are four or less, and then obviously you can discard a zero, which is really good. Being able to filter zeros, even it's just some of the most powerful things you can do in aggro. And then being able to choose your leader or a battle card that has Sun in its name, just 10k, bro. It's just 10k is a lot. And it's not even like you have to rest this card to do so, which is really good. The only condition is that it requires you to be awakened. This card's fantastic. It's just really, really good. It's going to be a must have four of. It's the same in this Goten. This Goten is just oh god, what's the doctor's name? You know the one cost I can't remember the card's name off the top of my head, but you know the one cost doctor card that does basically the exact same thing. It adds a free drop, three or less android trait cards. It's basically this Goten is the exact same thing. Um Obviously it both requires them to be awakened. And you can't add Sun Goten, which is completely valid, but being able to add any three or less that has Sun in its name, I think is amazing. This is really, really good. Recursion is just so broken. I I cannot stress to you how broken recursion is in Dragon Ball. It's so so broken. And you have Sun Goten and was it Trunks Youth? This basically just allows you to facilitate your leader effect for free, which is amazing. Being able to treat as two copies is really really good. And then being able to burn, like being able to weast two cards away is like kill two cantrips on curve is crazy. Like that's just so good. Or just choosing two things and minusing by five, and then you can just swing into them for board. It's just a really really good card. I think giving it zero combo is a little bit too harsh, but I don't know. It might have been too egregious if it had combo, but I think zero combo was a little bit harsh. But who knows? Um, yeah. Next up, we just have Gohan Childhood. This is just Margarita, essentially, right? Leaders awaken, choose battle cards in your battle area gets 10k. It's Margarita, but it's recurable and searchable. Just overall better Margarita for this archetype. For a lot of red leaders, if I'm being honest, not Jiren, but any U7 leader is probably going to be looking at that card. Gohan Adolescence. This card is this card is actually ridiculous. Self Awakener has lethal stats. I'm so surprised this card doesn't have 15k power. I'm actually genuinely flabbergasted this doesn't have 15k because like obviously when this deals damage, you can check the top three and add a four out of Saiyan to your hand, and this just makes going second very oppressive because. I'm not gonna lie. If I was playing Gohan, I'm just playing this T1. I'm just burning my heart playing this T1, eating alive, swinging 20k, swinging leader. I want to draw two cards. If you want to defend the Gohan swing, go for it. Because more often than not, if your opponent play cantrip T1 and you swing a leader, the against Gohan, they're probably going to defend. I'm not going to lie. And then you just play Gohan Adolescence and you get another card, or that you take a 10k from their hand, and then the following, and you can add it itself. So there's nothing stopping you from just playing another one into then playing a free cost Gohan, which is literally the next card, right? Let's just get this one up. I'm not going to talk about Gohan Future, the card's poo. But yeah, then you get this free drop Gohan, which is just it's got lethal stats against frontside, which is insane. And then yeah, Self Awakener lets you play a two or less that I think has plays lets you play any two or less card that has Sun in its name. Obviously it can't attack, but that's fair. But yeah, the auto being able to draw a card when you deal a damage is very very oppressive when you're 25k against frontside leaders. Your opponent, what is your opponent going to 10-5? They might have to. They genuinely might have to. This deck goes very wide really easily, and all the cards replace themselves. It feels very much like Red Giblet. That's the best way I could describe it, because Giblet is the only other aggro deck, in my personal opinion, that's comparable because the bodies replace themselves. Namku doesn't have that. luxury, they have no removal and they can't replace the cards that replace themselves, but they swing. I think before Gohan existed, I think they had the biggest double strike all in the game. I think Gohan now has the best double strike all in the game. But yeah, this card's fantastic. Self Awakener plays an additional body which could also self awaken you, which means which basically means if you're at 6, you can go from 6 to 4 in one turn, and that is a lot of cards to draw. But that's a lot of cards to draw. Like, because there's nothing stopping you from just playing Disc Gohan into the Goten Trunks Youth, then swinging with Leader, then swinging with Gohan, using the Leader skill to swing for you're swinging for 55, and then you're dealing a damage on top, so you could be putting them from 5 to 4 through the skill, and then they got to defend 55, which puts them to 3 anyway. It's very very strong. But yeah, I'm not talking about Gohan Future. It's just Gohan like Trunks Future is just not a real deck, unfortunately. Um, the Gohan the Trunks Youth is kind of interesting. It's kind of like the Namku promo. It's kind of like the Namku promo. I don't think you'd want to play it, but it's very similar in that regard. Because you just switch it to rest mode, right? And then card gains critical. I don't know if that's going to matter too much. I don't think it's going to be worth playing, but people could look at it. And then Trunks Youth being the super combo, but yeah, the nice looking one. I'm probably going to be picking up 4 of these. Searchable, now searchable. The super combos in red are now searchable because of. I'm not going to talk about either of these. The Village Elder is just worse. It's basically the Pansy DA where it's like it just gives 5k to either a battle card or leader, but front side only. What's called? You can be on your front side to do so. This Videl one drop 10k crit 10k combo is just a meme. You're never going to play cards like this. And then this Videl is crazy. It's basically the Murray for Reds moving forward. It's actually crazy. Being able to just like force force self awaken, but then you get to look at the top card and reveal Saiyan or Earthling and add it to your hand. Any, no restriction. So the best cards in red are Saiyans or Earthlings. Or to be fair, the Earthling part is usually just the hybrid, so it's just Gohan usually. Um, but even then, this is why I was mentioning Krillin and Chi Chi. Like Chi Chi's an Earthling that you could just add to your hand with Videl potentially. I don't know if Chi Chi's going to make the slot because the time 2 is very contested, but it's a blocker and it's in my it's in circulation for consideration. But yeah, Videl is just a crazy self awakener, crazy. There are so many cards in the archetype for reds generically across all red decks other than Jiren that you can just safely play this, add a life, and you're gonna just go +1. This card's really really good, and the 10k combo, bro. It's just a this card's a house, really powerful. Um, the Piccolo, like I don't particularly think Piccolo is going to be very good. Like I said before, the 2 cost slot I think for red is going to be very contested. Um, and obviously there is only one Saiyan Earthling Red Leader as far as I'm aware. It's just there's Trunks as well. There's Trunks Future, but Trunks Future is not a real deck. It's just saying so it's like either Trunks Future or um or Gohan. And if I'm being completely honest, why would you play Trunks Future? Like the only good thing about Trunks Future is the Trunks line. The Gohan is good, but the Gohan line is really bad. And if you don't see the hyperbolic timetable chamber, you're just not even playing a real deck. And then the Evolve Vegeta is also really good for. It's really good for a Trunks deck. They didn't have a real Vegeta target. Now they do. This is a Self Awakener, not mandatory Life Taker. Dual attacking is so powerful in Dragon Ball. It's so powerful. I kind of wish Vegeta had 25k, but that might have been too much because he's not mandatory Self Awakening. This other Vegeta, I think, is just a little bit too memey. I would rather replace a card. I'd rather gain a card than try and KO a card. That's just me. And then his Hercules is terrible. Threads of Fate is just you don't play one drop. You don't play like I just don't think you play cards like this unless you're playing like a crit leader, right? Um, I'll quickly just go mention the secret rare as well. This is my preferred artwork for the secret rare. Yeah, the card that just brings it all together. 4-cost Goten. It's only gains double strike when your opponent's at 2, which is completely balanced. Because if this was just double strike, the deck would be way too overtuned. I think the deck is going to be really good. I don't think it'll be overtuned really good. I think it's just one of these times where they've just printed a bunch of good cards and you just have a very good deck. But yeah, this just lets you play a 3 or less from your hand, but you can't attack for the turn. So obviously, the Goten lets you go down the chain, so you get to go Goten into Goku, into Gohan, into either Goku to search a card and give +10, or you're going to play Goten Trunks to -2 cantrips off the board potentially, and then use that for the leader skill to buff up the double striker to 55k once again. Like 55k with no investment is very powerful. And this is the thing, no investment boosts are crazy. This card's fantastic. The fact that it has combo is very oppressive. But it needed to. If it didn't have combo, this card would be terrible. Yeah, this is a fantastic SER. I think both SERs in this are really, really good. Like even though I haven't mentioned the yellow cards just yet, this Broly is fantastic. Like I think like this card is going to be better in Yellow Vegeta than it's going to be in Broly. Yellow Vegeta is going to be a house of a deck in set 8. I think Yellow Vegeta is probably going to be the best yellow leader in the game. I don't really see a reason why you'd want to play Broly over Yellow Vegeta. The 25k privilege is great, and both the promos are great, but I think I'd rather play Yellow Vegeta than Broly. But I'm gonna quickly go over the rest of the set. But yeah, those are like the highlight cards to talk about. Like the other cards, if I have not mentioned a card, it's because I don't think it's worth investing money into getting. So yeah, onto the blue cards. The Khalifa, crit leader, awakens at 5. Thank Christ it has 5k power on the front side as opposed to King Piccolo. My god, that was rough. And then yeah, the awaken sides, draw 1, discard a card with Universe 6 in its trait. Then you get to return cards, battle area, and then play 1 battle card with a cost less than the card that you bounce back. This leader was really spooky at first, but now I genuinely think this leader is very good. I think all the leaders in this set are good. It's one of the first times I can safely say, good job, Bandai. I think you printed, I think 4 of the 5, I think 4 out of the 5 leaders are really good. For me personally, I think Turles is the weakest one. But Khalifa and Turles are really close to being the weakest, but I think it's Turles. Because I don't see Turles getting more support. I see Khalifa has a more generic type of support later down the lines as opposed to Turles. Turles lives and dies by Greatest Showdown. Granted, it's the same for Goku's lineage, but Goku's lineage is already at a very high power level, so he doesn't have to worry about that, but I'll talk about that in a bit. So yeah, the Khalifa stuff is really good. The general thing that I've seen what's so powerful about it is that you can essentially play your double striker twice in one turn, which is really powerful if I'm being completely honest. I don't know if you've seen the community Discord. I think someone's already shown it where it's just you pay for the double strike Khalifa for the Kefla. Sorry, you add back Kale. You bounce it back. You play Kale. Kale plays Khalifa. You swing with both, and then you fuse. You need a Kefla in the drop, but then you fuse again to play the same what's called fuse. You fuse those two to make the Kefla again. Kefla adds back the Kale, and then you swing double strike 50k again. Yeah. So this Khalifa is mandatory because of it, right? Self Awakener, then it puts Kale into the drop, and then if your leader's Khalifa, you get to play Kefla with 5 or less. Cost 5 from your drop. Playing cost from your drop, I think, is broken. That's really, really good. Being able to play cards from your drop is really, really good. You're not actually losing cards if you do that, which is really, really good. I don't think this Kaba is worth talking about. The Kaba removal card, I think, is really good. So yeah, on your turn, if your leader's got TOP, Its increased battle cost is by 2, so it's a 5 cost on play, and then on play add a life if you want to. This is mandatory, actually. Is it? Add 1 card from your life to your hand. Oh, it actually is mandatory. Yeah. On play, add 1 card from your life to your hand. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, choose up to one battle card with a cost less or equal to, and then so yeah, and put it to the bottom of the deck. Yep. So it's just this lets you bottom deck any 5 or less in the game. It's really good, really good. The mandatory life takes kind of rough though. I don't think this Kale. I don't think either Kales are worth talking about. Um, like you can play this 4 cost Kale if you want to, because you can bounce it back to your hand. But like you could play this Kale, swing with it for 40, discard one, bounce it back. But like the only thing you could play that's high impact would be Kaba, and Kaba forces you to take a life, so it's just putting yourself from 3 to 2, which is a little bit brutal. This is the Kale deck we want to play more often than not, right? Uh, yeah, on play up to one battle card of cost 3 or less that's got TOP and its special traits, and you can't play Kale for the rest of the turn, which is very valid. So yeah, Kale just plays the Khalifa, then you can fuse with these two, and then yeah, if a battle card in your battle layers returns to its owner's hand during this turn, it gets 10k power for the turn. So you could just play you could play 5 cost Kaba if you wanted to. So you could play Kaba, battle deck something, bounce it back. It's a 5 cost when you bounce it back. You play Kale, Kale plays Khalifa. You could swing for 35k, swing 20 with lead, and then you can fuse these two to make the double striker, which we'll show next because that's the card we want to talk about. The other Kefla's fine, but yeah. So yeah, the double striker Kefla. So on play, you can add a blue card with cost 4 or less from your drop to your hand. There's no restriction. You can add any 4 or less blue card. That is really good. And then if you only have one battle card in your battle area, this card gets 15k for the turn. So this is the only card on the board. It's a 50k double strike. 50k is a very egregious number. The double strike numbers are getting spookier and spookier. Uh, I kind of I kind of do want I kind of hope Bandai does introduce negates into Fusion World, because I the only aspect of Dragon Ball I'm starting to thoroughly dislike is that our game solely revolves around double or triple for winning games. It's very rare you'll put someone from 1 to 0. There's not many games where you'll put your opponent from 1 to 0. It's usually some form of double strike. Cell is like the only deck that I've seen that would do so, right? But there are not many decks like Cell that can do that. So I kind of hope we move away from double. But anyway, enough rambling about that shit. Kefla is just a phenomenal card for the archetype. Really, really good. This is the card you can just discard first time around. So very easy play is you play Cabaron 4, you go to a 3, you awaken, you swing with Kaba, you swing with Leader, you pay 1, discard this Kefla, play Kale's what's called play Kale, Kale plays the Khalifa, swing, fuse them off to play this Kefla adds back the Kale, and then you get to swing for 50 double. And then your next turn gets to start. If this gets to stick on the board, your next start starts with 50 double, bounce this back, play Kale, play Khalifa, do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again. The other Kefla, which is worth talking about for the archetype, is other Kale. The other Kefla is it gets to find 2 cards that's 4 or less that's got Universe 6 in its traits and add it to your hand. It's got 25k because they just assume you're going to fuse to play this. You're never going to pay 5 for this. You're basically going to play Kale Khalifa and then fuse into Keflar to get your +1. +2, baby, actually. Might be a +2. But I think this card's solid. It being 10k combo just doesn't really give you much reason to not play it, if I'm being honest. The only other cards worth talking about for the archetype before I talk about any other things, it's pretty much hit. Unfortunately, this is just a necessary evil because he's a 5 cost on the board. Draw 1, discard 1 is never bad. I never dislike this card effect. If I'm being honest, filtering is more powerful than people give credit. in this game. Filtering zeros is just a really, really good card, a really, really good effect. Turning fives into tens, turning tens into super combos is just very, very powerful. And zeros into fives. And then yeah, this is just another target for leader skill. I don't think any of the other cards are worth playing for the archetype. Um, Fua searches the archetype. Just it checks top five, and then adds four or less universe six, which is worth playing. It also just randomly has a cantrip as well through Rensart, this one dude you see like in 2 frames of the show. And then Champers Booing is probably one of the few times I think you actually do have to play an extra for this deck because it's a Self Awakener. And it's such as the archetype. So yeah, Universe 6 trait, add a card, look at top 3, add a card that's Universe 6. There's kind of no real reason to not play Champers Booing. I can't see a real reason why you wouldn't want to play this card T1 to just self awaken and add a card. Your super combo is Universe 6 trait as well through Vados, right? So there's no real reason not to play Champers Booing. I can't really see a reason why you wouldn't. Overall, I think Kefla's a very good archetype. First of battle's not very good. Batamo and Magetta are unfortunately just not very good. Purina, Frost, and I was called Sanao and Pura are just not particularly too hot. I don't think so. I've not tested as much with this leader, but I can definitely say Dr. Roger is not worth playing. The only other notable cards in blue for this set, I think, are Gotenks. That's it. This is basically the card Gotenks wanted from the jump. This is definitely going in the deck. I definitely see this like going in over the dabbing Gotenks because this is a Self Awakener, which is just exactly what this deck is needed. Honestly, it's just Self Awakening is so important, bro. Deck can't do anything if it can't Self Awaken, and it actually had no Self Awakeners in the archetype. Now it does, which is just great. Solves a major problem. Next up is green, I think I want to say. Yeah, so this is the archetype I have the least amount of faith in. Like, I think Turles, unfortunately, just falls a little bit short. I think he has really good cards. This is the sad thing. I think Turles has a lot of good cards. It's just like I just think his effect is really fair. Like you can use Tree of Might without paying the cost once per turn during both players' turns, which is really good. So like just looking at Tree of Might real quick, because that's the most important card to talk about, right? Or the fruit of Tree of Might, sorry. It's the fruit that you can play for free. So yeah, your cards in the battle will get 15k, and then if your leader is Turles and you have 5 or less energy, you can add this card from your drop into rest mode. Right? So that's cool. It's really, really cool. Like you basically get a free instant every single turn, as long as you loop it with the actual Tree of Might field. Yeah, because this lets you add a Tree of Might from your energy to your hand. Like the only other cards that it's just I don't know, man. It's just because this boss monster is just really fair, bro. Like the boss monster for the archetype, because like this Gohan, it's just so much of this archetype has so much potential. Where it's so fair, it doesn't do so much. Like this Gohan is just a 2-drop. It's just a 3-drop 30k with 10k combo, and there's no good Gohan youth target that's 2 or less. Like I'm not letting this die to play a cantrip. I want to play a lethal body, right? Like the one that we've gotten through this set is the one that searches the archetype, right? Greatest Showdown, and it's like cool, Greatest Showdown. I can add my super combo, that's really cool. I think every leader in this set 8, I think you can actually search all your super combos with every leader, which is kind of crazy. But like, yeah, like in terms of like their lethal attackers, this Goku I think is quite good, right? If a card is removed from your energy during your turn, this gains 10k, so it's 35k for your turn. And then when attacking, you can add an extra from your energy to your hands, and your opponent can't activate blocker. The can't activate blocker is just a nice little bonus. So yeah, you can just add Tree of Might, not Tree of Might. You can add the fruit of the fruit of tree of might, or the fruit of the tree of might back to your hand every single time it's attacked, which is really good. But then that's it. When it comes to the other cards, because the boss monster, the card we'll actually talk about, activate main, place one of your energy, your life or energy into the drop. You can play one non-turtless battle card or field with both cost 3 or less and the greatest showdown in the special traits. This is so restrictive. And we know it's restricted because they gave this card 10k combo. It's 30k 10k combo with this effect. So you know they knew this card was a little bit too restricted. The problem with the card is that the greatest showdown targets are all just so underwhelming, bro. Because you can't play Turles, so you can't even look at the Turleses. Goku's fantastic. Um, sure, you can play the Gohan, because his cost will be reduced, but then like 2 drop 25k, it's just a vanilla. Like it's not 2 drop 25, it's a 2 drop 30k, right? And the sad thing is, you probably will have to play this because there's just not much going on, bro. Like this card, add a life, and then what's called it's just a ramp. It's just ramp. So like you'll need to ramp sometimes, not all the time. What's called Diaz, like Diaz is what? It's a 1 drop blocker. It's poo. What's Chaozu do? If this is KO'd, you choose a card and stun it. Got 5k power. It's not very good. I think Tien is good. Yeah. If your leader is Greatest Showdown and Special Traits and you have 2 or more cards with Greatest Showdown and Special Traits in the battle area, choose up to 2 battle cards with 3 or less and they can't attack. I think this is solid. If I'm not paying anything and I'm playing it off of Turles for free, I think this is solid. I don't think Icarus is. Like, it's a blocker that draws a card on KO, but 5k power is just not it, bro. There's too many ways to get around it. This Piccolo's a vanilla. Super combo, which is searchable, which is nice. And the last, what's called what's the answer do? If your leader is Great Shonen and special trains and a card is revealed, and this card, it just doesn't do anything. I think the only other 2 good cards are Raisin and Latskin, right? Yeah, if your leader is Turles and you have the fruit of tree of might in your energy, draw 2 cards, just pitch one. That is good. And then, as far as I remember, this is a card that lets you play it. Yeah, if your leader is Turles and you have fruit of tree of might in your energy, play it to 1 reason. Yeah, so you get to play Latsky into Raisin, draw 2, discard 1. So you can go Turles into Latsky Raisin, draw 2, discard 1. Then you have a 20k crit, 20k leader swing, um, 20k crit, 20k leader swing, 20k with Raisin, and then 30k with Turles. That's literally the best they can do. And then just recur the fruit of Tree of Might. Kill Driver, I think, is a really good card though. I will not lie. I think Kill Driver is a fantastic card. It's a 1 mana KO 5 or less. I think that's fantastic. As long as you have the fruit of Tree of Might in your energy. Fantastic. This card's really good. But other than that, the archetype just really falls short. And then the only other green card they printed was just an incredible perfect form, which is for Cell, right? And it's like, yeah, if your leader is Cell, your cards in the battle gain 15k for the power. They gain 15k power. Then look at 2 cards on the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 android, and it's just a trace, add the one to your hand, at the place the other to the bottom. So it's kind of like results of training for Cell. Kind of, but if it misses, you just feel kind of sad. I don't really see a reason why you'd want to play that over playing. I'm not really sure why you'd want to play that over playing Gigantic Meteor. But yeah, like Tireless, I just think they were just a little bit too tame with these cards, bro. It feels like they almost had 2 SR slots wasted. Like I don't think the Goku's that bad, but the Gohan really does when he did not print a really good target within the set, which is really quite sad because it's Gohan Youth. So it's not and it's specifically youth. It can't play the childhood ones because obviously that's Cell Saga-ish. So it's just really unfortunate. It's just an unfortunate archetype that just seems really unfinished. It feels unfinished. That's the best way for me to describe it. And the I can't see them getting any more support because this is like like unless they just decide to print a Krillin that has an effect. Like I hate vanillas for archetypes, bro. Like this Krillin could have had an effect, and the Piccolo could have had an effect. It's very unfortunate they just chose not to give them some. Very unfortunate. I hope it gets support, but like Turles to me just seems like worse Giblet. And then we have Broly. Broly at first read like this. I think Broly, I think for everyone, read the strongest. And I still think this is the strongest reading leader we have in the set. Even though I know Gohan is stronger than Broly, uh, eventually there will be a universe where Broly is broken. Right now, I don't know if that's the case, but his promos do a lot. I'll bring up the promos because the promos are the only reason why I think this archetype is actually going to work. But yeah, the permanent is it's a free awakening leader, which is actually kind of brutal. I'm not gonna lie, with Gohan existing, and the way aggro is looking to be in set 8 onwards, waking at free is kind of spooky. I can't lie. Especially if your opponent chooses to force it to you, but we'll see. But yeah, if you have a battle card with cost 5 or more and Saiyan in its special traits in the battle area, your opponent can't attack with a battle card unless they switch an active mode card into rest mode. So you can rest your energy to attack. So don't worry about that too much. If you're worried about like, oh, is that it's still oppressive. Not as oppressive as people will make it out to be, but it's a very strong permanent effect. Very very strong. Doesn't stop leader swings though, as just a FYI. Yeah, and then it's activate main once per turn. If you have a battle card that costs 4 or more that includes Brody in its name, you can switch one of your energies to active mode, which is really good. Letting results of training be live every single turn, I think is really good because if you're not playing a 4 or more Brody every single turn, something's gone wrong. I think this leader is really good. I don't know, and also I think this is the best artwork. This is the best leader artwork we've had in a while. Um, Even though I've been shitting on Turles, I think Turles' leader ult is one of the best we've seen in a minute. Really, really, really good. I really have nothing but good things to say about it. But yeah, I think this leader is very powerful. I don't think this leader is bad. I just think the environment we're going into is going to be very um, influential of whether this leader is going to be good or not. I have a lot of high hopes for Broly, and he reads very future proof because the Brolys we have access to in set 8 and promo make me feel like once we get a good core, this leader will be once this leader gets solved, I think this leader is going to be really good. But I do definitely think this leader has a horrendous time against aggro. Unlike Yellow Vegeta, which I think can deal with aggro quite well. The the notable cards to talk about for Broly before I talk about the Vegeta. Actually, I'll talk about the Vegeta stuff real quick because Vegeta got support quotation mark, but not in a way we think is good. So we have Whis, which is basically it's Bulma's effect, but it's a one-time use. It's the exact same effect, but it's just on play versus rest this card, and it's 10k combo. I personally still think Bulma's better because it demands removal or a swing into it, which basically defends an attack. Being able to add a card and block an attack is really powerful. It's basically a cantrip. Whereas Whis won't get that continued value from good play. It's a one and done. So whilst I don't think the card is bad, I still think you're gonna value Bulma a little bit more than Whis will. Do I think Whis is probably gonna make it into the deck? Probably. I don't know how many, but probably. I don't think it's like I'm gonna be honest. I don't think this is better than the Bulma. The 10k combo is the most appealing thing about it, but the downside of not having that recurred quotation marks use out of it is the weakest factor about it. The strongest factor about it is the 10k combo. This is the only thing about it that makes it worth looking at. The other Vegeta cards genuinely I don't think are good. So this 4 cost Goku 30k power 5k combo. When attacking, you can choose up to two battle cards in the choose up to two battle cards, rest them, whatever. And then end of the turn, if your lead is Vegeta and you have two more active modes, energy, you get to look at the top five, reveal up to a Vegeta on extra, and add it to your hand. That effect isn't bad. The problem with this card is paying four for it. Like it's the biggest problem I have with this Goku is you have to pay four for it in an environment where people are not like bro. If you pay for like paying four for this and missing, diabolical. That's the fear, right? Paying four for this and missing is terrifying. And we don't have a yellow Vegeta super combo yet. So until we get that, I can't justify a reason to play this card. Plus, your 4 cost slot is so contested, bro. You've got the other 10k combo set to SR Goku, which locks two things, right? You have SCR Freezer, Barrier, pay 2 to remove any card that's 5 or less. And then you have Margin Vegeta, usually the only other 4 cost card you're going to consider playing in a yellow Vegeta deck, which is a dual attacker killer 3 cost that's rested. Like, those are very contested, and neither of this card is not better than either three of them. So, I don't know what type of yellow Vegeta decks are going to be trying to play this. I think it's just an incredibly greedy card. Once again, it's more the fact of its first effect. I think is just really poo. Its second effect, I don't think is bad. It's just, bro, if you miss, it feels awful. It needs to replace itself. It needs to replace itself twice for it to actually be worth the 4 mana investment, and it won't. It usually will not happen in this game, bro. I think the only other Vegeta card before I talk about the Broly stuff is an actual Vegeta, if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. Yeah. 5 cost Vegeta, 30k, 10k combo. 10k combo is appreciated. Blocker is just whatever. It's one of the weakest keywords you can have on high stats. On high costed cards, sorry. Yeah, and then, yeah. Activate battle, pay 1 if you leave Vegeta, choose up to 1 battle card in your opponent's battle area, rest it, then you can switch this card to active mode. So whatever. It's just whatever. This is super poo. Like, you don't want to play this card, honestly. It's just not worth the investment. Like, you can pay 5 for the other 5 cost Vegeta, pay 1 at the end of the turn and lock 2 cards and be a 50k body on your opponent's turn, and your opponent will never be able to remove that card in the WOD unless they're playing top end green. It's just, I think all the yellow Vegeta support is kind of poo. The only notable one is potentially Whis, but even then, I still think Bomb was better. But yeah. Anyway, we're going to talk about the cards that you probably want to play for Broly. Kakarot is the first one. It's check top 3, add up to Paragus, or a card name includes Broly in its name. As far as I'm aware, this does include Bio Broly. And then, yeah, check top 3, add Paragus or Broly in its card, in its card name, and then place the rest at the bottom. We have a Broly super combo, so this is probably going to be played at 4. I can't really see a reason not to play it unless the deck becomes too heavily teched out and there's not going to be enough Paraguses or Broly names to facilitate worth playing this card. Next up, this Napper is just a meme. We're not paying 5 into 3. I'm sorry. I don't think this Bio Broly is also worth playing, unfortunately. God, the Bio Broly movie was bad. Yeah, it can't attack on play if your leader's Broly switch to 3 energy active. That's cool, but like I'd rather just play the other Bio Broly, get 2 active. I understand you can just play this, then leaders with leaders go get 4 energy back. So this cost is a 1 mana 35k. That's cool. But then I have to play another card to turn off this card's effect to attack. I don't want to do that. I could just play Bio Broly. Draw a card, get 2 energy back, leader skill, get 1 more back. It's just that I'd rather do that. And even Bio Broly from the old set 5, I kind of don't even want to play that. This Paragus is interesting. I don't know if it's going to be played. I don't think it will, but Being able to rest this to rest a battle card, it's just interesting. It's very interesting because this rests any card in the game, but then so does Frieza and so does Majin Buu. You know what I mean? So I know they couldn't print this card with that effect again. It would be egregious because then there'll be 12. You could play 12 copies of that card in any yellow deck, and that's just too many. This Paragus, however, I think is fantastic. What's called, yeah. Activate main once per turn, switch up to one of your leaders or battle card that includes both Brody in their names, and then you can draw cards. This basically just lets you starve opponents quite easily. Really, really good. I think this is a really solid card overall. I think this is going to be fantastic for starving your opponent. I think it's the main reason. Like, the main reason you'd want to play this is to starve the opponent. But like the 5K combo, obviously, the 5K power, I think was a little rough. I think they should just let this be 10. I really, really do. Like obviously, once you're awakened, you can't draw any more cards. So your lifeblood of card total is gonna be determined on Paragus resolving multiple times um, on your awakened side, or just using this as an alternative to starve the opponent and just draw cards, which I think is completely viable and valid. I think you need to do that. Like if you're against Khalifa, for example, you want to resolve Paragus as many times as possible against that leader and force them to self awaken. This Paragus is our first super rare. Yeah, if your leader's Brody, choose up to one Brody in battle area until the end of your next turn. It can't be removed from the battle area by your opponent's skills. And he increases cost by one. Really good card. It makes removing Brody incredibly hard. Any of the Brodies. Promo Brody becomes a 6 cost. Becomes incredibly, like, removing a 6 cost 30k body is not easy. That requires at least 2 cards to kill it without by without by trying to get around this actual effect, because you won't be able to God Kamehameha it away. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to God Kamehameha it. You wouldn't be able to go on Beast Dip. Yellow wouldn't care; they'll just lock it down anyway. But yeah, I think this Paragus is really good. Um, Basically giving it pseudo, because there are times when saying it can't be removed from the battle area is stronger than barrier because burst attack. But increasing the cost by one is also good. It just makes it will make sure like any of your 4 cost Brodies will enable your opponent's leader effect, and it can be done if you're at 4 energy immediately, which is good. Some people play this Brody. I don't particularly think you need to play this Brody. It just increases this card's cost by 4, so it's a 5 cost. And you switch this card to rest when you draw a card. You draw on pitch 1, but when you're playing a leader that doesn't draw, I don't think that is a valued effect. This 4 cost Brody, I think, is okay. Yeah. If your leader's Brody, choose up to one battle card in your opponent's battle area, switches to rest mode, and this gets 15k. So it's just a 40k 4 cost for 1 energy, and through your leader skill, basically costs nothing. There is a universe you'd want a card like this in your deck. I don't know if you will, because why be big? I don't know, because like a 40k 10k body, I think those are really good stats. And being able to rest anything for basically free is also just really good because you could just pin it down. Because like say this is on the board already, you can just pay 1, rest something, and then play SCR Brody, and then lock down an additional body. Then we have the other SR, which is basically 4 cost Goku as far as I'm aware. Yeah, on play you get to switch energy to active. Obviously, it's got 30k 0 combo. I love the artwork. Brody being a menace, bullying the children. But yeah, when attacking, choose up to one rest mode battle cards, and then it can't switch to active mode, which is basically Goku's effect. It's on play, it reduces its cost by 1, so it's a free mana 30k that does that, which is very strong. That's just generically, I think that's just really good. I like, honestly, there are times you don't need to lock down 2 things. Sometimes, most of the time you do, but there are times you don't need to lock down 2 things, and just being able to basically pay 4, get 1 back, and then leader skill, get another 1 back. So 2 mana. It's a 2 mana 30k body uh, that locks down 1 card on attack. It's really, really strong. And then yeah, Broly's the super combo, so I'm just highlighting it just to show off the artwork with the damage, the scar that Goku gave him essentially. Uh, yeah, just being searchable, fantastic. There's not really much more you want. Searchable super combos are just very, very appreciated. I don't think this Vegeta is good at all. I'm barely gonna go over it. Yeah, KO 1 battle card in your battle area. If you leave Broly, switch up to 1 energy active, and then choose up to 1 battle card in the area. You know, it's just kind of poo. And then blockers, oh god, I really don't like making blockers good. I swear. Yeah, blocker. If your leader's Brody and you have a battle card of 5 or less, its cost gets reduced as a 1 mana. It's just a 1 mana. It's just a 1 mana blocker. Not very good. And then we have this last SR Vegeta Youth. I love the artwork, by the way. The artwork's fantastic. But yeah, on play and when attacking, choose up to 1 battle card with 4 or less, switch it to rest mode, and then activate main if you have a battle card that's cost 5 or more and it's Saiyan in its special traits. You can switch this to active. So it's like it basically does something that set to Android 18 does. Or if you know Okiku from set 1 in One Piece, where it's just like it comes into play, it rests a 4 or less, and then um, when attacking, it can rest another 4 or less. Like it rests 2 low end bodies, which is cool. Um, and then you can restand it and then swing again. So like you can rest 3 bodies on play if you have a 5 or more on the board, which is cool. But I don't think it was worth 0 combo for that type of effect. I'm not sure. I don't think this card is particularly needed. I'm not going to say this card is bad. It reads very generic, but I don't think there's a universe where you need to rest 3 battle cards in 1 turn, is the thing. After that, we just have Moa Blocker, garbage. We have this Raditz, which I don't particularly think is very good either. Yeah, choose up to 1 battle card in the area, rest it. When attacking, choose up to 1 rest mode battle card with 3 or less in this battle area, KO it. So it's like slightly more expensive than Margin Vegeta, but I'm not paying 5 for this effect. I'm sorry. I'm just not. I appreciate the stat line, it having 10k combo and 30k power. I'm just not paying 5 for this. Demon Resurrection, I don't think is very good, unfortunately. Yeah. Choose up to 1 battle card that includes burning its name in the battle area. Switches to active mode. No, thank you. And then Immense Latent Power is just if your leader is Brody and you have a battle card that costs 5 or more. Bro, like 15k power. I understand it's 0 combo. It costs nothing. But I'm okay, bro. I just don't want to play a card like this. I really don't. I'd like because you get energy back for free. I would rather just play Results of Training. Just Results of Training is way better. But yeah, I think that's it for the archetype. I'm gonna quickly bring up the promo because it's actually really important. Yellow, all. We're saying. Seen Cyberman, we're saying. Right there. There we go. Alright, let me see if I can find the promo real quick. Oh no, I know it's cost. There we go. That should make the search a little bit easier. Hopefully the promo's on here. Fantastic it is. All right. Yeah, so this is one of the this promo Broly is one of the major reasons why I think this deck is probably going to be quite real. Um, 5 drop, 30k, 5k combo, fantastic. On play when attacking, if your leader's Broly and have a Paragus and drop, draw a card. So yeah, like this is going to be your main way to recard cards, which is just so important. I think this card's fantastic. Like being able to draw 2 cards on play is amazing. So it's a +1, and it's literally on play replaces itself, then swings +1. It's amazing. The other promo that we're going to be getting is this is Ultimate Battle participation, so it's going to be a hot minute before we can get this, unfortunately. Which for IRL is kind of sad, but we'll have it before regionals happen next year. So yeah, permanent add the cost to this. So this is just permanently a 5 cost, and then yeah, if your leader's Brody and have one more active energy, this card gets 10k, 35k. It's just amazing. It's just a 35k on the board, all the time, because you're fully in control of whether you have an active, uh, what's called an active energy or not. This card's a house, 10k combo as well, a house. I think genuinely these they're both like 5 out of 5 cards. Um, so like those cards, I think for me personally are what gonna make Broly quite real. Um, I'm probably still not. I might play Broly, but like I'm leaning very heavily towards Goku Junior and Gohan. Gohan the most on because Gohan's my favorite character. So yeah, next up Goku Junior, or lastly Goku Junior, I should say. So yeah, Awakens at 5, doesn't draw a card on Awaken. As we've seen with Omega Shenron, Awakening early is very powerful in this game. It's actually super powerful. You get more cards, you get access to more cards, and you're drawing a lot more cards, number one. Also, that extra life you get by awakening early is huge because it just means when you finally decide to go to 4, it's when your opponent swings a number that you just don't want to defend. Um, just means yeah, more just having more life just is just so powerful, bro. You're defending a lot less than your opponent is because if you're both playing on curve and you're going to awaken first, more often than not, your opponent is self awakening. When they do that, it just means they're defending a lot more than you have to defend. It's really, really powerful. But yeah, so Goku Junior awakens at 5, doesn't draw when he awakens, and then permanent is increase the cost of cards with Goku lineage in the battle area by 1. That includes fields, and then obviously when attacking, draw a card. So obviously this was the leader that read the weakest because we did not know what the Goku lineage cards do. The Goku lineage cards, I think, are the strongest SRs in the set. I think they have 2 of the strongest SRs in the set easily. Whilst I think Gohan SR, I think Gohan SR and I think Gohan SR is like really close to being the strongest, but like the Bardock SR is easily the strongest SR in the set. Which I'm gonna talk about it first because it's the reason why I think this deck is real. It's not even why. It's the reason why this deck is real. It's just this card is crazy. So Bardock. 5 drop, 35k, 5k combo. For some reason it's got combo. The permanent is if you have a card with cost 3 or more, with Goku's lineage or Bardock's crew and its special traits in the battle area, reduce the cost by 2. So it's just a free cost 35k that you can just play if you can meet the conditions. When attacking, draw 2 cards, then place 1 card from your hand, top of the deck. Then, if your leader is 20k, it gets 5k power until the end of the opponent's next turn. So you basically just have a leader that awakens on 5, who will be 25k for the entirety of the game if they cannot remove this Bardock. If they can't remove this Bardock, they just have a 25k leader for the entirety of the game. Really, really strong for Goku Jr. For Bardock, it's the same thing, but you get to swing for 30k because you get the 5k boost on attack. It's not a passive. So for some reason, it's really good Bardock support because it just also means you can you can guarantee stack the top card for the Bardock Crew combo effect off the top of the deck, which is really powerful. And we now finally have we finally have a Bardock Crew super combo, which is something I've been wanting the deck to have for a hot minute. Because it's not about the fact that you want to combo off a super combo, it's the fact that if it's there, you can. If you're going for game and it's a super combo, like one more extra Bardock Crew is just so important. Having four extra Bardock Crew cards is so important. So yeah, a new legend can play this for free. If you have a free cost Bardock Crew, the OPO7 2-drop Bardock can also play this card for free from your hand. This card is just amazing, and it draws you a card every single attack. This card is a house. It's a must remove. If you are playing, I'm being frank. The reason why I think like Namku, I'm not gonna lie. I think the reason why Namku, Giblet, and Freezers as aggro decks are going to die is because I think this Bardock is going to this card in Goku Junior is just going to crush them. So like making your leader 25k for the whole game if they can't remove it, and none of those leaders outside of Freezer have a way to interact with Bardock in a way that will stop it from attacking. Like Namku cannot remove this card. Giblet can, but they will not be able to do it in an efficient way. Right? They have to pay 5 for Goku Black, which requires them to play Goku Black again, which is just so unfortunate. Red doesn't have this issue because they can just 5k. They can do a 5k reduction and then God Kamehameha off the board, which is super easy in red decks. It's kind of the reason why I always think God Kamehameha should always be played in that aggro deck, whether you want to or not. It should always be in the deck. But yeah, this card is so powerful. Filtering cards for you, making your leader. If you're awake, if you even if you play this early, it turns you from a 15k to a 20k leader, which basically is just powerful. This card is so strong, and it's just going to be a 6 cost on the board. This is the reason why I think Goku Junior is going to be so powerful. By the way, but yeah, I'll go into the actual other power cards in the deck. Um, the other SR is Goku. 4-drop 5k power, 10k combo. On play, add one card from your life to your hands. Activate main, you can switch this card to rest mode. If you have a cost of 5 or more and Goku's lineage and his special traits in the battle area, you can play up to one. You can play up to one non-Sun Goku card with Goku's lineage from your drop. No restriction on cost. And if you're awakened, this will be a 5 cost, so it facilitates its own effect within the leader. If not, if you have a cantrip and this, that is more than enough. Oh no, well not cantrip. If as long as you're awakened, this will facilitate the effect very easily, which is more so it's easier. It's so easy to do, if I'm being honest. But yeah, this can just play the Bardock from the drop. You can play all your power cards from the drop. So I'll be going over them a bit, but you can play your Double Striker Gohan, the Gohan Adolescence Dual Attacker. There's no real reason you'd want to play this Goku GT lineage when this is just better, removes a card in Jane's a marker, but it can play the, and then yeah, it can play the Bardock. You can even play the Super Combo if you want to, if you want to BM. But the main thing you're probably going to be playing is the Bardock. The card is just amazing. It's a house. Really strong. The Goku GT I think is good. I don't know if it's going to be played at very high numbers, but like it's basically if you're playing a Goku leader in black, which is basically GT Goku or Junior, it's basically a 3 cost 30k that develops a marker. It might replace the Self Awakening 3 cost Goku, honestly, because you usually don't attack with a 25k Goku anyway. And playing this on curve just sets up the this Goku right here if you need it, right? Goku Junior just searches the entire archetype. I love the artwork for this as well. But yeah, check top 3, add a card with Goku's lineage. Bottom deck the rest. It adds a super combo, and guess what? The super combo has Goku's lineage. The other notable cards to talk about probably Goku Childhood, maybe. I still don't know if this card's a bait or not, but yeah. If you lead as Goku lineage, you can play you can add a life, and then you can play up to one battle card or field That's two or less and has Goku lineage in its special traits. The main targets you'll probably want to be playing. I don't think you'll be playing as Gohan, but the main targets are probably going to be this Pan here or Mount Paozu. So yeah, this lets you add a life, then draw two cards, and then put two cards on the top in any order. But yeah, Mount Paozu House is the only other card that you might want to play off of. It's the only other card you might have to play off of the Goku childhood. This basically lets you make markers if you don't have a marker, and this will be a free cost on the board. It contributes to some effects, not all of them, but like this is just a permanent. You'll always have a cost of free on the board, which is nice if you, especially if you care about setting up heroes lineage, which I don't think you want to do. I think you just want to play a generic good pile of cards. Goten, I think, is probably the only other card other than Gohan which has the if all your cards in the battle area have Goku's lineage trait, you can just stun a five or less. I think stunning cards is just powerful, as we've seen with Krillin. Stunning cards to stop them from attacking for one is just really, really powerful. And it is recurable by Hercule, but obviously that in itself is a nombo, so you could just play Hercule and Power Brothers instead, right? Um, then we have the Double Striker Gohan, which is the second Double Striker for Black at last. This is the third one technically, but like this is a real generic one. On play, you can choose a battle card of three or less in your opponent's battle area, and you can place it into a drop. I'm not sure what they chose to make sure this card just got around KO, but I'll take it. And then if you don't have a marker, you gain a marker, which is everything you want on a card, honestly. The other major notable card for the Goku Junior deck is Gohan Adolescence. 30k power, 10k combo. If you only have cards with Goku's lineage in special trait and its total cost is 10 or more, you can switch this card to active. So it can be a 30k dual attacker. It's really unfortunate that you have to have Goku lineage on the board, because this is the only other card that I think is really good. For that has the Goku lineage restriction. It's the only other one that I think is good. I think this is a very solid card to play off of the Goku. But so is Childhood, so is Bardock. So even if it is just Childhood and Bardock, that's still just good enough in my personal opinion. Gohan Future is just not particularly very good. Neither is Gohan Youth. Both of these cards are just very underwhelming. Chi Chi is just generic cantrip. Nothing to really talk about here, but she has Goku's lineage, which is great. Pan GT is like weird. If you want to build the deck around heroic lineage, you'll probably want to play this card at 4. You are required to have nothing but Goku's lineage on the board at the total cost of more than 10 to draw 2 and place on the top. Which is still nice. It basically is just draw one card, but it's basically just draw one card, but you could just play cantrip. I don't know. I know why Videl is, but I still don't know why Videl is here. But yeah, and then like Heroes Heritage. I've been calling it Heroes Lineage, but yeah, Heroes Heritage is really powerful. It's just I don't think you're going to be getting away with this card very often. Very memey. If it's like, so if you can only control Goku lineage cards and special traits in the battle area. Number one, you have to reach a total cost of 20 or more. But then you get to check out the top 4 cards, and you can play any number of battle cards with Goku's lineage in their special traits. Then you can't play another one, because apparently they don't want you to be. Even though you have to work super hard to resolve this, they don't want you to play multiple one time. But I understand why. This card is not. If you resolve this, you will win the game. It's so hard to lose a game if you resolve this card, especially with both of the pans setting this card up very easily. Like, imagine putting 2 Barlocks to the top of your deck, bro, and then you resolve this. You've won the game, right? You've just won the game. But it's just not going to happen. There are just better things to do than resolve this. But I'm telling you now, if we're playing in a slowish meta, like if you're playing against nothing but yellow, like yellow would despise this card. Like you just auto win if you played into yellow if you were playing this. But I think it's just a little bit too memey. I think you just want to play Goku Junior with like generic good cards. generic good cards that just play the Goku. The Goku S. It's basically you want to play all the SRs, right? Play generic good black cards with all the SRs. Honestly, they're just all good enough. Then we randomly just got Gogeta support. I'm not sure as to why, but we randomly got Gogeta support. If your lead is Gogeta and you don't have a marker, add a card from your life and gain a marker. It's everything you want on a card. And then this Vegeta. If you have a energy marker and a Vegeta in your battle area card, yeah, Goku. Yeah, Goku with another world and its special traits. Goku with another world and its special traits in your battle area can't be removed by your opponent's skills and gets 10k power. And then on play, if your leader is Gogeta during this turn, the next time you use a Son Goku with another world special with another world in its special traits reduces cost by 3. So this does mean like you could play the OG five. What's called from set 5. You could play the OG 5 cost Goku for 2, which basically just means 1 with a marker and draw 2 cards, and then it's going to be a 40k dual attacker. That is good. I genuinely think that is quite good. I think it's too little too late, sadly, but it might be worth looking into again because that is a very good 5 energy play. I think that is good enough. And it can be done on 4 if you have if you have an SS4 on the board, that can be done on 4. Which I think is really good. I think that is quite good. That's worth looking at if you have SS4 on the board. You can just play Vegeta, swing of SS4, gain the marker, then use the 1 energy left with marker to play the 5 cost Goku that's been reduced to 3. Also, 5 cost Goku that's been reduced to 2 and draw 2 cards and swing 40-40 after swinging 30. So, like, I think there is something here, but I just think it's too late because I think Goku Jr.'s cards are just generically a lot stronger. And the major thing is, while neither of them have a leader effect, Goku Jr.'s effect can be the difference between playing around like blue removal. Um, Changing cards from 5 to 6 means they cannot be burst attacked, and that is important. But yeah, that's kind of all the cards. Like, I'm not going to talk about vanilla. That's all the cards for the set. Overall, I think this is a mostly positive set. Like, I have nothing but negatives to talk about when it comes to Tireless because that archetype could have been better. But I think even then, you still can do something with Tireless, I think, generically anyway. You just have to play the Trio Might shit. But I just think I still think it's a rogue deck that's just weaker than playing Giblet in general. But I do appreciate that this is probably one of the few sets that they've printed 5 leaders with 5 fully fleshed archetypes that have been enhanced by promos. Oh, I actually did forget to show the Gohan. There's actually 2 promos I wanna. There's actually one more promo I want to talk about. I know there's a black promo for the Gogeta that makes that other Goku better. That Vegeta better, sorry, for Gogeta, but like whatever. Um, I don't think it's worth talking about too much. So it's a 2 cost Saiyan Earth. Oh, okay. Yeah, Saiyan Earthling in red. Let's just search this real quick. It's just another support card for Gohan. I think it's Gohan leader locked actually. Anyway, that I think is going to be really really good if I can find it. Should be this last page, hopefully. Yes, here it is. So yeah, Gohan Adolescence. So it's a 2-drop 20. It's a 2-drop 15k 5k combo. Thank goodness this has got 15k. But yeah, so on play you can add up to 1 life, which is already great. But yeah, activate main once per turn. If your leader is Son Gohan and his card isn't attacking during this turn, you can choose up to 1 battle card in your opponent's battle area and it gets minus 20. It gets minus 20k for the turn, and then you place his card in the drop. It's very similar to Android 16. It just doesn't replace itself and it's cheaper, but it's searchable. and it's a card you can play off of the free cost Gohan. Like you can play free cost Gohan into this, eat a life, and then remove any body off the board, and then you send this to the drop. If you're awake, and then if you're awakened, you can just literally play Gohan, Goten, and I like the idea that you can play Goten, play this, and then just remove a 20k threat off the board. The 10k combo, the lack of 10k combo not replacing itself is a bit unfortunate, but if it could replace itself on top, that would be too strong, but it's recurable. I think this card is going to probably have a place in the Gohan decks. I'm certainly going to play this card. Minus 20k is a lot of power to lose. It's a lot of power to lose. Um, I think this card's really really good. Like and the thing that's balanced about it, they made sure you can't attack with this and then do that, which is the major upside to the Android 16. But yeah, that's kind of all the cards. Um, the only thing to look at are just like the alts for the set mostly, and I think the SCRs in this set look amazing. I think this is probably art wise one of the best sets we've had in a minute. Like the reprint alts we have are Zeno, which is always this is still a future proof card whether we like it or not in blue. Earth Destroying Blow. This is a super future proof card for any ramping green leader. This artwork's amazing. And then we have Glorio, which is I think this was a very safe pick for a black alt art rare. This card is still generically fantastic. If your opponent's not playing around it, it's just a house. 25k 2-drop cantrip, bro. Like this is the second cheapest cantrip we have in the game. It's really weird. Black has some of the best like cheap uh, cantrips. Yamcha probably being the best cantrip in the game, but Gloria is a goddamn close second. But yeah, the art in this set is amazing, bro. Even though I don't like this SCR or too much. Honestly, they just ruined it with the Goku. The Goku face, bro. Like I feel like they nailed Goten and Gohan fantastically, but this does not look like Goku. It just doesn't. Um, I vastly just prefer. I actually prefer this ult and the base art way more. The base art I think is also just really really nice, really really nice. Oh, bro, no, I did talk about Broly, but like I don't think there's much to say. News at 11. This card's fantastic. This will be probably a free of in any yellow leader that can play it. This card's crazy. It's very hard to play around. Choose all your opponents. Yeah, choose all rest cards and choose all rest mode battle cards in your opponent's battle area. They can't switch to active until the end of the next turn. Then if your opponent's, um, if your leader's in rest mode, can't attack. It's just amazing. It can basically just stun a leader. It's just like it just stuns a turn, which is really good. It could be the difference between living or dying, but getting to this point is going to be really hard. And then obviously this is going to be heavily contested with Golden Frieza because I think this is stronger than Golden Frieza. Like just generically, I think this is way stronger than Golden Frieza. But Golden Frieza also can just literally lock out a lot of double strikers in the game. Not Red, because Red now has a focus double striker again, but against all the other colors, this is really really powerful for locking out double strikers. But yeah, I love the artwork as well. But yeah, honestly, I'm really impressed by this set overall. It's mostly positive. Like I said, I've only got negatives to say about Turles, if I'm being completely honest. Um, I'm probably gonna be recording some games when we get to play. I think it's next week because like the update's not until the 16th, so I don't think we'll be able to play the client until the 16th, unfortunately. So we'll have a bunch of product, but won't be able to play. I'm probably gonna be playing Gohan and Goku Junior. I might play Brody over Goku Junior. I might switch it up a bit and just play Yellow for once. I rarely play Yellow, and the promo in for Brody is really good, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm very excited for next set. I'm looking forward to just like it's gonna be a breath of fresh air. I think. Hopefully, we're going into a new meta where there's gonna be no Cell or Boo anymore. It's just gonna be. I think it's just gonna be a wave of good decks, which it's not been like this for a minute. It honestly hasn't. But yeah, I'm gonna be playing this dude, bro. I love me my aggro decks in Fusion World. I really love aggro in Fusion World. but I love aggro in a way that can replace it. I love good aggro. So like aggro decks like Giblet really speak to me, but aggro decks like Namku and Frieza don't at all because they're glass cannon aggro decks. I don't like glass cannon aggro decks. Gohan doesn't feel like a glass cannon aggro deck. It could be built like that, but Red has so many good generic cards, it won't be, which is really, really good. What I'm happy about. But yeah, if you have made it this far, thanks for listening to me ramble. I know this is like super late, but I wanted to just chat about the cards. Uh, if you have any thoughts or opinions about these cards, or you disagree about some of them, let me know in the comments below. I'm probably gonna start streaming again soon, most likely next year, not this year. It's most likely going to be next year. Um, I think next year is probably gonna be like my last year of Fusion Mod. I think that's gonna be a case for a lot of people because like I'm also one of the people who will be playing Riftbound. Um, I'm not gonna do Riftbound content. I'm not particularly interested in doing Riftbound content for that game, if I'm being honest. I've not played. I've only just started playing the game, and I don't like talking about games where I'm not adamant that I am like super knowledgeable about that game just yet. So yeah, if you are interested in like hearing Riftbound content from, or hearing or seeing Riftbound content from me in the future, let me know. It's very unlikely I'm going to do it, but if the demand is there, which I know is already low for my channel, let me know. But yeah, thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys later.